Hi, Bryson.
Hello, how are you?
Hi.
Hello, Bryson.
So,
Hello.
yeah, I have here today my friend Lucas Bryson.
Nice to
Bryson.
meet you, Lucas.
Hi, nice to meet you too.
So I have been working with Bryson for the past maybe 2 or 3 years, right? We've been knowing each other.
Uh, to be fair, for a little while, a couple of years ago, and then only like recently,
Yeah.
again, there was a couple of year break before we spoke with each other. So
Yes, it's
yeah,
true,
Okay,
it's
yeah.
true, it's true. So we've met in 2017, and then you were on a break from Italki, and
yeah.
you came
Out
back.
traveling, I was living and working in areas that didn't have reliable internet, so I wasn't using italki. I didn't use italki for a couple of years.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that we reconnected. You
Yeah,
reached
me
out, and
too.
it's wonderful. It's wonderful to see you.
Yeah, me too, Bryson. So, thank you for agreeing to have this conversation with me
Of
again.
course. Oh, and
I
thank you for the
appreciate it.
invitation again. I'm honored. It's
Thank you. Thank you.
wonderful.
Yeah. So today we wanted to talk to you about friendship. And I know that friendship means a lot to you, Bryson, because I remember that you kept like a blog or something where you would write for your friends when you were traveling, right? Letting them know what you were doing. I remember that I read that blog for a while. Do you still keep it?
You give me a lot of credit, and I appreciate it. And I always began blogs with the intention of keeping my friends and family members and loved ones up to date. It was an exciting way for me to record my travels for my future enjoyment, and also to keep everyone updated. Um, but every time I've begun a blog, it has just petered out. I would lose the steam. I just wouldn't keep it up. But yeah, I'm very happy that you enjoyed it while it lasted.
Oh, yes. I remember that because I do also have a blog. Well, but no one really knows about it. It's more like a personal diary. But I remember back then when I was reading yours about your travelings, I was like, oh wow, he must have a lot of friends because. And I thought it was a very smart way because Lucas, he has this blog and he traveled a lot. I think you still
Uh-huh.
does, right? You still do. Well, we have quarantine now, but and then he would go to places and he would like post and post pictures. And then I remember thinking maybe he has a lot of friends, so it might be difficult to tell them like individually, like, oh hi, I'm doing. And when I traveled last year to Peru, all my friends wanted to know how the trip went, how things were going. And then I was like, oh my god, I should have like, and then they started posting on Instagram about the trip so everyone would
Mhm.
know. Yeah, but
Yes.
yeah, so we wanted to talk to you what it means to be a good friend. What is a good friend or the ideal friend like? And then I was thinking about it, and I'm very happy that Lucas is here with me today because he's actually my best friend. So
Mhm.
and
Wonderful.
yeah, so I was thinking about that topic. I was contemplating it. And can I say contemplating it or contemplating on it?
Contemplating it.
Contemplating it.
Mhm.
So I was contemplating it, and then I was thinking about what a great friend is like. And then I came across some thoughts like a good friend is someone you can trust, is a friend that you can, someone who can support you, someone that makes you laugh, someone who will celebrate your success as their own, someone who'll be there for you. And but also I was thinking more deeply like about Lucas and what makes Lucas like such a great friend. And for me it's like his ability to show weakness, like vulnerability. So I think that something that really connects us is that we can talk about or our weakness moments, like things that when things go wrong, things that maybe most people would be embarrassed of even mentioning. So it's very easy to talk about those things. And and then also I was thinking like that maybe because I do have good friends, but I have some friends that I'm friends with, but they're not so good friends. And I think that sometimes we do not we keep standards. We have more of a standard, if I can say this like when it comes to, I don't know, lovers, boyfriends, girlfriends. So we keep like, okay, so if I'm going to date, I want someone like that. And but with friends, I think we, okay, so it's okay. So this friend is like that, and it's okay. I accept. We are more accepting. So I don't know if that's good or bad. I wanted to know from you, but maybe we end up with friends that are not so good after all because we are more receptive. Maybe I was thinking that people, we are generally not very selective. But then I was thinking about this conversation and about characteristics that I admire in people. So vulnerability, the capacity of showing weakness, it's one how can I say, a major a major thing for me. And
Yeah.
someone
The
who,
main thing for you,
the main thing,
like the main thing for you, the
yeah,
main characteristic for you.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And also another thing that it is very important, it's someone that is not so self-centered. That's someone that is interested in the things that I'm going through as well, and genuinely wants to help and be there really. And yeah, so I find these characteristics in Lucas that amazes me, like, so
Oh,
yeah.
thank you. You're so nice. You're so sweet.
Oh, and yeah, and also not judgmental. So I think a good friend is someone that you can like share the darkest things, like, and the person, you know that the person won't be critical or judgmental about. Can I say about those
Mhm.
things?
Yeah. Or yeah, you could say judgmental, critical of, or judgmental of. Yeah.
Judgmental of. So yeah. So that's what a good friend, among a lot of other things, should be like for me. And I wanted to hear from you both. What makes someone a good friend for you both?
I feel like I should defer to Lucas first. Please, please.
Okay. First of all, I want to apologize for my English because
Please, no.
it's been like 7 years the last time I really had to practice, so I could not starve, for example, because I had an exchange program in college in 2013, 2012, 2013. So I moved to Germany. I had to learn German, but I only needed the English so I could talk to people and make me be understood or by the other people, and so I could communicate with each other.
Well,
So
if I may, I mean, please, I apologize because I only speak one language. Like, we, you know, by all rights, we should be here speaking, like, having this conversation in Portuguese, but I can't. So I'm sorry.
Oh,
no, you
you're
don't have
nice,
to be
Bryson.
sorry. um, well, for me to be a good friend, to be a really good friend, you have to listen the other person. You have to know how to listen the person that you are friend. You have a friendship because most of people know how to speak about themselves, and they talk about their experiences and their feelings, but it's a very few people that understand how to listen and to comprehend the other person. So the friendship that I have with Camila, it's always been based on listen to to each other, and in the bad and the good situations. I always like to hear stories from Camila. Any type of story that comes from her is a good story. I always have fun, and sometimes it's very heavy. Of course, we have very the worst things in life happens to us as well. And whenever she tells me about these critical situations, I always try to listen. But the most important thing is not to be judgmental, like she said. So I always try um, to practice the empathy of being in her body, for example, and try to imagine, um, well, she is going through this situation. What would I feel? How would I feel if I wasn't in that same situation? I think that it would be not so easy to handle the situation. So and she understands my situations as well. She knows how to say something that should be said in that moment. Oh, I really have to say this thing, and it's this and this and this.
Especially
And
about
she
your
knows
love
how
life.
to. She knows how to say the to tell the truth, to be sincere, without being um, a bad person. How can I say? Pessoa orgulhosa, Camila. Ai, como é que é?
Oh,
Esqueci.
wow. Proud? No, it is not proud.
It's not proud. It's like
Oh,
I'm the truth person. I'm always telling the truth. I'm
Um,
always right. I'm always right.
yeah.
Whenever it doesn't matter how uh, what time we are going through. I always have the reason. It's like the person that is always telling the truth for other people. This is
Oh,
not being a good friend.
arrogant. Arrogant?
Yes,
Yes.
arrogant.
Okay.
Yes, thank you. And she always um, knows how to tell the truth without being arrogant. And this is the one of the major qualities about her and about a good friend for me, because some people have the bad way of for example, oh, I know that her boyfriend or his girlfriend, something like that, is cheating on her or is cheating on you, for example. I I need to have the consciousness of, oh, how can I say this to her or to him without causing a major
yeah.
letdown, you know? We have to know the time, the perfect timing of saying the things. And a good friend knows naturally whenever is the best time to say the truth, whenever is the best time to say the bad things, whenever is the best time to say the good things. So it's a relationship that they both know, they both understand each other so well that you can be you can be yourself, totally yourself, without because you just know that the other friend, that your friend is not going to be, oh my god, what are you doing, please, I'm embarrassed. Sometimes sometimes she embarrasses me, but it is in a good way. It's a good way. It's so surprising that we always that we end up really laughing a lot and just being crazy. But
Yeah.
that's the way that I like her. I don't like I can even imagine Camila being a person with a mask. You know, she's always so true. She's always so authentic, an authentic person, and that's the major quality of her. That's maybe that's why we are such good friends. You know, for 15 years,
Yeah,
16 years, I don't know. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
I'm not sure.
yeah,
Many,
yeah,
many times. 15 years. Yeah,
yeah,
15 years.
yeah. When he said that I embarrassed him, it's laugh, my laughter. Yeah,
Not just a laughter, not just a laugh, not just laughter, her
more,
laughter, but
say more.
I don't know. You
And this
say
is where the
something.
friendship ends, right?
Yeah, Lucas.
No, no, it's a
Are
good
there
thing
more?
because you're so funny. You're so funny in a good in a funny situation, and and we just feel like, oh my god, this is so funny, so funny. You know, I don't know how to explain, but it's not embarrassed in a bad feeling, not in a bad, in a bad meaning. Is it a good meaning of just being in a funny situation and take the deepest laugh of of my life, you know?
Oh, thank you, thank you.
It's like my belly just can be really in a pain of so much laughing, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Okay,
that's a
okay.
good friendship. That's
I
a good
accept
friendship.
that. I accept that.
The
Thank you,
bad
Lucas.
the the friendships that are not so deep, or the bad friendships, they don't make you laugh. They don't make you laugh like it's the funniest thing happening. Only Camila could make me laugh like I was going to die of so much laughing, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And now we are like, how can I say this, Bryson? We are like declaring our feelings for each other, like,
Yeah,
and you are
yeah.
there like a third wheel.
Not a third. I am the witness. I witness this declaration, and I testify that it is true. I um, I almost regret letting you go first, Lucas, because now what am I going to say? You know.
Oh, you can say
No,
all the
but
things that you
but
have.
but 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 truly, like everything you said, like your opinions about what a good friend is, I agree with you wholeheartedly. You touched on so many important points and things that I think many people would agree with you on. What makes a good friend. Um, Obviously, like a good friend is somebody who you respect, somebody who respects you, somebody you know you can trust, you know that you can tell them anything in confidence, and not only will they keep it a secret for you, but they 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 will respond to you in ways that are meaningful and helpful, right? Like you said, Lucas, a good friend knows when to tell you the good things, when to tell you the bad things. A good friend knows when how to be critical of you. Like that sounds odd, but we don't like people being critical of us. If somebody is critical of you, then it makes you feel bad, right? Like you don't just go around telling people the kinds of mistakes that they make. But a good friend can do that because they know how to do it, they know when to do it, and you have developed a trusting relationship such that when a good friend tells you these kinds of things, you appreciate it. Like it's the
Hmm.
kind of feedback where you can say, you know what, I appreciate you letting me know. Like I now realize that this is a fault with me, and I'm glad you told me.
Hmm.
Only a really good friend can do that. Not just anybody can do
Yes.
that for you.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I think that's one of the really important qualities of a good friend as well. Is having that ability to communicate openly about absolutely anything. But because we're humans, we are emotional beings, a good friend also recognizes when you can and when you can't talk about these certain things with you. So I mean, I'm just so, it makes me so happy to hear that the two of you have a friendship like this. Like
Yeah.
good things and bad things. You can talk about all of them, any of them, and you both know when to pick and choose those. When Camila told me that this topic was about what makes a good friend, I kind of started thinking, what does make a good friend? Because I think a lot of us have friends,
Yeah.
and most of us have like one or two best friends among all of the other friends. But I've never sat down to make a list of like what are the qualities of my best friends as opposed to just my friends, you know,
Yeah.
because the people I'm friends with are, they often have many or most of the same qualities as my best friends. So how do can I sit down and in a like a very scientific way quantify those things? I think it goes beyond that, right? Like the people with whom I want to be friends will have a certain set of qualities, you know, friendliness, trustworthiness, good sense of humor. They're relaxing to be around. I seem to get along with them well for some reason. But what elevates them to like a best friend status? And I don't know. I don't know what that is. I think there's something that is much more. It, I don't know how to explain it. It's just a connection that people make.
Hmm.
Like if I hang around 30 new people, I might make a best friend out of one of them, and I might make friends out of 25 of them, and the other four I might dislike. But what makes the one person the best friend? I don't know. I don't know. And I couldn't figure it out when I was trying to think about it.
That's
I'm
interesting.
wondering if that's anything that you guys have thought about. I mean, Lucas, you did give a wonderful, excellent description of what makes a good friend. But I have many friends who are not best friends who have a lot of those same qualities. And I have the feeling that if I simply spent more time with them and spent more time bonding with them, they could achieve that best friend kind of status. So
Hmm.
maybe time is one of those things that is required to develop the best friendship. But I don't know. I don't know if that's true. And I'm wondering if either of you has
Wow.
a way to define that.
Wow.
Well, I think that we have lots of friendships. Each of them has this deepness of feelings for each other, and to be really yourself with them. My friendships. Um, how can I say? Some of them I can talk more about music, about I don't know how to say, subjects that are more specific. For example, volleyball. I love volleyball. I have friends that I can share some things about volleyball. I have friends that I share some things about DJing because I'm recently trying to be a DJ professionally. Some friends I can talk about pop music. For example, Camila is one of them. I can talk about pop music. I can talk about, I don't know, the universe. I can talk about anything. Uh, uh, for me, the best friend is the one that you can talk about anything, anything. And the good friends, they are not. It's not because they are just good friends that they don't deserve to have space in your life, you
Yeah.
know.
Hmm.
But the good friends is they aren't those type of people that you can, I don't know, speak about. Um, should I really try like meditating? Camila, should I try meditating? What do you think about meditating? You know, this random
Yeah.
subjects, and we can talk about that without being, oh, should I really speak? Should I really talk to her about that? I don't know. We don't have this doubt. We are just sure that we can talk about anything with each other. So for me, a best friend or a really good friend, at least, you can just know that you can talk about the deepest things in your life,
Yeah.
the meaningful things in your life. You know,
Mm.
you can really say, you can talk about and about the future, about having or not having a family, about drinking a lot the without an end. You know, you can really do anything with that person without the judgmental part, without the criticizing, without putting a mask and showing someone that you're really that you're not. You know, so for me, you just know it's a natural thing. For me,
Mm.
friendship is a natural thing. You cannot force anything. You just have to let it go,
Yeah.
and the feelings will just being shown off, and you kind of realize that oh, this is a person that I can trust. This is a person that I can talk about this. Oh, it's so cool. Oh, I'm so
Yeah.
glad that we found the subject we can talk about, you know.
Yeah.
And my best friends, my good friends, is always like that, you know. And Camila, I can talk about anything, literally anything. I'm not gonna say the
Yes.
subjects that sometimes we talk about because I'm trying to preserve some things like some things
Thank
here.
you.
So we have to preserve our, you know, our reputation, you know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But we can talk about anything, literally anything.
Yeah, well, I think that sounds like my best friends. I think that is probably a universal truth. You know, the people who become your best friends, like you say, the ones who with whom you can talk about a wide variety of topics of interest. You have a lot of things in common, probably. But even if you don't have certain things in common, you know you can discuss anything together in confidentiality. So, like, without telling other people, "Oh, we talked about this," and then embarrassing the other person. Um, yeah, that is one of the major elements of a like a really close friendship. Because yeah, I'm thinking about like a lot of the friends that I have. I'm not necessarily comfortable with talking about absolutely anything, but with my best friends, yeah, I am. I am. So um, I'm glad you mentioned that. I hadn't really thought about that aspect of it.
Yeah. Yeah. And just before we finish, I for me, it's more it's also, you know, that someone is your best friend. I think time plays an important role, but the for me, I have a friend that I have made just recently, and for me he's a best friend as well. It's the ability, it's when you can be yourself, like Lucas said, without a mask. You don't feel judged, and also you like yourself more because of them, because
Mm.
sometimes it's so easy for us to dislike ourselves, because I think we are well, we are with ourselves all the time, so we can be disappointed and frustrated at us, but that other person will help you, it will help you see parts in you that you cannot see easily. So I think that is very important. I like myself more when I'm around Lucas and when I'm around certain people, so I think that's the major. Time plays an important role, but I think I knew Lucas would be my best friend since the very first day we've met. So
Hmm.
it's not about 15 years, like it's not. So yeah. So yeah, thank you both for for being here and for being a part of this. Thank you, Bryson.
Oh, and again, thank you so much for the invitation. I'm so happy to be a part of another conversation.
Yeah, yeah, thank you so
Wonderful.
much. Yeah, and so I wish you both a good night, and we'll speak soon, Bryson and Lucas as well.
Sounds
Yes,
great.
thank you very much for this opportunity. I loved it. I just loved it. Um, uh, if you have any other day or other subject to talk, so you can invite me again
Ooh,
if you want.
let's do this
Okay?
again. Let's do this again soon.
Yeah.
Yes. So, yeah.
And it was a pleasure to meet you, Lucas. I really, really enjoyed listening to your ideas behind friendship, and your ideas. What you said is making me think about this topic a little bit more. So, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate it as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Really nice to really nice to meet you.
So, bye bye bye.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.